Hi, good afternoon. Welcome back to Voices of Courage Asia. This is the lunchtime chat, and today is the entrepreneur spotlight. So we are very happy to have a very special guest with me today, and that is Prisca. Hi, Prisca.
Hi Lillian, thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. Prisca is the founder of Healing Through Nature. So I just let Prisca give a very brief introduction about yourself, let our audience get to know you a little bit.
Yes, sure. So for myself, I graduated with a double degree in business and human resource, and I'm married with three grown-up children and two grandchildren. So my career path includes working with a Japanese inbound travel agent, as well as an engineering company, oil and gas company, as well as a consulting company. But my last 22 years, I spent in fund management industry or a financial industry, where I help to oversee the administration and the operations of the Singapore and the overseas offices. So at the time, I was also a trustee of the charity of the organization, where we help children, provide education for children in around Asia, like for example, the Philippines, Thailand, India, Cambodia, Vietnam. So it has been a very rewarding journey, I would say.
Wow, thanks for the introduction. And I think there's a wealth of experience, working experience over there. Not just um, in the corporate world, but also in the social environment, right? That you
Yes.
volunteer your time. Yeah, that's so wonderful. And you mentioned that you have two grown up children, right? And how old are they now?
Oh, I have three grown-up children. One is
Uh-huh.
married and is living on his own. My daughter is in the Philippines doing missionary work. My younger
Mm.
son is still staying with us, and hopefully will be moving up in a couple of years lah. Yeah. So that's why I spend quite a lot of my time trying to help people in my new business.
Hmm. Right. And talking about your business, can you share with us, like, what is your business about, and what's so unique about it? What business are you doing?
Yes. So okay. So I help individuals improve their health without any medication or injection, but by wearing the right clothing. And I help them improve their health with not spending too much money, time, and effort. So we create a new concept to health by simply changing what we wear every day to negative ion clothing. The
Mm.
negative ion can help to improve blood circulation, help to regenerate our cells, balance our
Mm-hmm.
immune system and our nervous system. And the unique USP to our product is actually our material called Neuron, and it has four features. And every product, every piece of a product is manufactured in Japan. It's been in
Mm.
Japan for almost 50 years next year. So one of the feature would be superior moisture permeability, which means the neuron fiber does not absorb water or your sweat and dries up very quickly, so leaving you very dry and comfortable. Your
Mm.
skin very dry and comfortable. So it also helps to generate negative static electricity and negative ions when rubbed against your skin. It's also recognized in Japan by the Japanese Association that it has outstanding flame retardancy. So, for example, one of the chefs in Taiwan had a
Mm.
fire in the kitchen, but because he was wearing an inner wear, he had
Mm.
the least burns than any of his colleagues. Yeah,
Ah.
one more feature is excellent heat insulation. So, which means that it helps to keep our body temperature consistent. So, especially in Asia or in cold countries, when you go from very hot to very cold, your temperature drops. So that's
Mm.
where people easily catch a cold or flu, and then they will, say they're not feeling well. This is because uh, there's a drastic drop in temperature, where else the
Mm.
clothing that we have will keep your body temperature consistent all the time.
Mm.
So not
Wow.
many, yeah. So not many individuals know that what we wear day to day can
Mm.
actually be harmful to our body because of the chemicals from the dyes and
Mm.
on the commercial clothing. And I'm
Mm.
proud to say that our neuron fiber is safe for all to use. So from 0 to 120 years old, it has received Oecotech Standard 100 Award. And this is
Wow.
a very prestigious award to say that our
Mm-hmm.
textile material carries this award. Yeah, which means
Mm-hmm.
every thread, every button, every on the material is being checked as by third party compliance in a European
Mm.
country. Yeah.
Right. And how long did you say you have been in this business
Okay,
already?
so I've in this business about 4 years. Yeah,
Mm.
I've also been wearing this product for 4 years.
Mm.
Correct.
So, why did you actually choose this business? Like, was there an incident that brought you into this business? Yeah.
Yeah, so around 2016 to 2018, I was suffering from insomnia. I was under a lot of stress because the organization was going through a restructuring. And I had insomnia and I slept less than 5 hours, sometimes 2 to 3 times a week. And this
Mm.
helped me to be very moody and lack of concentration. I had problems also with my mood swing. So
Mm.
in 2018, I was first introduced to negative ion clothing. So I was also very skeptical because then you was like thinking, how can clothes help you to get better? But I gave myself a chance because I'm a believer in natural healing. And I said
Mm.
that why not give myself a chance after I've taken supplements and all that, and I still need to rely on it every day. And
Mm.
so on June 2018, I started to use high density of negative ions, which means different layering and all that to see whether it can help me. And
Mm.
surprisingly, I recovered very quickly in like less in about a week, but I was
Wow.
just a consumer. And I
Mm-hmm.
only started sharing the business like 4 months later after I understand more about the features of the product and confident
Mm.
enough that it actually helped me before I share it with others.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, for our audience out there who, may not be familiar with, like, what is this term? Negative ions. Like, it sounds very scientific and very scientific or clinical. Yeah. In layman term, do you have like something
Yeah.
simpler in layman terms to just
Okay.
explain
So
to our
yeah. So
audience out there?
sure. So I always tell people in layman terms, negative ions are vitamins in the air.
Mm-hmm.
They are odorless molecules that you breathe in abundance in certain environment. For
Mm.
example, in a waterfall area, forest area, or countryside, and
Mm.
it is actually created by nature, which
Mm.
is like the sunlight, the Earth's radiation, and so many people will say that, oh, I'll get negative ions, especially after the thunderstorm. But according to research in Japan, as well as a German researcher called Dr. Renhall, we can
Mm-hmm.
only breathe in 15% of negative ions, and
Mm.
85% is actually in contact with our skin, which is our largest organ. So it's
Mm.
porous. So when you wear it, it automatically absorbs in your body and helps you to feel better. Yeah,
Mm. Wow. Okay. So in layman terms, you can just see it as vitamins in the air.
correct. Yeah. So sometimes people still feel very difficult to understand. So I ask them whether they have been to the jewel at Changi and feel very
Mm.
refreshed by the world's
Ah,
tallest indoor
yes,
waterfall. And then they
yes.
say yes. Then I say, do you feel very happy there when you are there? And
Mm.
then you have a good time with your family and friends by just eating and shopping. This is actually because negative ions are abundant around the waterfall area. But when you
Ah.
go home, actually it's gone because at the moment you can breathe in. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You do feel, yeah, I do feel different when I'm, and in that area, and I also feel more relaxed and, like you said, more refreshed. And yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Wow. Okay. That's something. Yeah, I learned something today. Yeah. So I hope our audience also you learned something today about the negative ions. And Prisca, I just want to share because this is about leading with courage, in the area of being an entrepreneur.
Correct.
So we went to learn from our experiences, our past experiences. Like, what were some of your struggles, or challenges, starting out as an entrepreneur? Mm,
So we all know as an entrepreneur, it's actually a very lonely journey. You need to be very focused, very disciplined, and have the right skills and knowledge to share about your product. And every
mm-hmm,
day I feel that I'm faced with many challenges in the initial stage,
mm-hmm,
obstacles, and some people will ask you questions every day, how much you know about your product and why is it so unique compared to
mm,
your competitors. And
mm,
they also question about the whether the product is really value for money.
mm,
Then sometimes also in the initial part, you start to realize that not every customer is your target, especially those younger generation in their 20s, because they will not need your product because they're in good health. Then I will have to rethink and target again.
mm,
Although there are a small group of individual 20s or late 20s using our product, it's more a lifestyle, like using our
mm,
scarf or eye mask and so on. Then you
mm-hmm,
need to kind of target your group again. Then maybe the 35 to 45 years old filial sons and daughters who may have parents or grandparents who may be
mm,
having some aches and pains or suffering from some health issues,
mm,
then you'll be able to help them better.
mm-hmm,
The other challenge I faced was moving with technology because coming from a corporate background, I was normally like desk bound. So I don't give much talks. I basically have to just produce and meet my timeline for my bosses. Then
mm-hmm,
you have to move from technology from offline to online sales. It was a bit challenging for me, but you learn along the way,
mm,
and to get out of your comfort zone. That's the only thing you can do. And I can say to be underemployment, I do not need to worry about money, getting a paycheck at the end of the month.
mm,
But to be on your own, you have to consider your next income,
mm,
and especially for me, I don't have any experience in sales. So and being in direct marketing, also most of my friends and relatives will try to shun me or avoid me. So these are some of my
mm-hmm,
challenges and struggles during my entrepreneurial journey.
mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Thanks for being so open in sharing, like, yeah. Um Product knowledge, one thing, right? And then moving from a totally different platform, from employment to entrepreneurship, and then picking out all the different skill sets that's required to run a business, because regardless of how big your organization is, it is a business, right? One man show
Correct.
or not, or having a team, it is a business. And especially if it's a one man show, there's even more things to handle, right? But
Correct.
by you partnering with an established organization, the supplier of the product, I think that already take away um, quite a bulk of the work that's related in running the business, right? So
Yes.
I think for yourself, um, the sales part just now you mentioned, right? To From desk bound administrative work to being sales and in
Yeah.
public speaking. Yeah. So how, what are some of the actions that you take? Or okay, maybe before the actions, let's go inwards. Like, what were some of the beliefs and mindset that you needed to address in terms of moving to into sales and public speaking? What were some of the mindsets and beliefs that you had to
Uh,
address?
yes, sure, sure. So when
Mm,
I first knew about negative ions, it really sounded very scientific because, put simply in technical terms, negative ions is actually related to atom or molecule with a negative electrical charge. So initially, the jargon sounded a bit scary to me, and then I was not confident, and I was wondering, how am I going to share it with my customer with little knowledge on the product? So I
mm,
started to invest a lot of my time attending lessons in Singapore as well as in Taiwan, where
mhm,
once every 3 months we do have regional training. And
mm,
I try to understand the science of negative ions in layman terms so that I can relate to people who have no idea what negative ions is. So basically,
Mm.
it's vitamins in the air, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all they need to know. And
Mm.
I then had to kind of make a commitment to follow a systematic kind of educational program to keep
Mm-hmm.
on learning in the initial years because it was quite challenging to explain negative ions.
Mm.
I attended every product training that was in Singapore or in Taiwan, and
Mm-hmm.
I also try to learn from other successful business owners who are
Mm.
also distributors of negative ion clothing. So I
Mm.
also learned a lot on the job training, how to share it,
Mm.
because it's a very kind of a customer related kind of business because you need to be have a good listening ear because most people who want a product may have some kind of health issues,
Mm.
and so you have to be very understanding towards
Mm.
them and share with them to the best of your knowledge that actually using high density and very disciplined, like for myself, I'd be able to recover quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm hearing is also like, I mean, while you are sharing, one quote just came to my mind that, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly.
And yeah, and just now you mentioned that, to listen to your clients, to listen to your prospects, and understanding what kind of needs they need, therefore recommending the different types of products that is suitable for them. I think that is one area of showing care and concern about your clients. Yeah, product
Yes.
is one thing, but if we are not uh, yeah, that's why the phrase that while you're sharing, the phrase just surfaced up in my mind. People don't care how much you know until they know how much
Exactly.
you care. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so just now you mentioned, you went to, like, invest time and in all the trainings, the
Mm.
product trainings and the people skill training. Yeah. um were there uh were there any negative voices in your head before you took these actions, because like just now you mentioned, yeah, these are all very scientific, the jargons, can be quite intimidating. So were there any voices that went, battle in your mind before you, okay, I'm not going to listen to this kind of voices, I'm just going to take action and just invest in myself? So we take a step
Uh,
back. Were there negative voices?
Actually, I'm very, very lucky because I work with a mother and daughter team.
Mm.
The mother is around my age, and they help me a lot on the job training. Okay, so I spend a lot of time with them. So if I have a customer who needs some advice, I would normally work together as a team. So I believe that teamwork is very important. As an entrepreneur, you can't kind of run the journey alone. And the support from the team is really important because every time in the initial startup, they were always there for me. If I have a client, they'll be always in the office or even outside when I was doing a presentation, they will come and support me. So I'm very appreciative of that because I've got no idea how to run an event, how to give a presentation, how to talk to people. I might say the wrong thing. So having a good team behind you is really, really important and on the job training because on the job training kind of tell you what is the fabric, how much is the neuron material, is it 100%, 80%, 70%? People who have some kind of health issues, what do they exactly need high density, what are the products that you should recommend to them? So I learned a lot on the job training, besides going for lessons and all that. So having a good partner in our team, I believe is very important to give you that confidence that you are doing the right thing and not saying something that is stupid, So I'm very, very grateful to be in that team. And because also her mom, my girlfriend's mom also suffered from some kind of liver cancer and breast cancer. So what happened is that I also gained confidence that after using it for 16 years now,
Mm.
she's after her checkup every year, she's still in good health, which means actually this product does help people with illnesses, or like for myself, insomnia. But you have to be very diligent in using it, like high density, and also watching your diet, watching exercise, having good environment, having good psychology, which means a positive mindset. All this will really help you. It's not just about one supplement that helps everything. It's about a holistic approach to health. That's how I believe it. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is, you don't have time to actually like dwell into the negative thinking, because you have a very good support system, the mother and daughter team that get you on the job, a lot of on the job training, taking actions and actions. So there's no time for negative thinking, right?
Yes, yes, yes. It's a bit tough in the initial part, but you keep on learning and keep on learning, and don't give up. Actually, it took me more than a year to kind of really, really kind of started to go out on my own to do it by myself, because
Mm.
any kind of product is not easy. So I just believe in focusing on one product that you try to do well for someone who have got some health issues. Yeah. But of course, you also must have your own testimony. If you try to sell something that you don't have a testimony, I think it's going to be very, very tough. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah, I think personally experiencing the product and will give you confidence as well, right? Above and beyond the product knowledge.
exactly.
Mm-mm. Wow. So what happens during the pandemic? How does, is your business being affected during the pandemic, and how did you, ride through the pandemic?
Okay. Okay. So I was quite lucky to have people helping me, because I did have a write up about exactly what are negative ions, and when the shutdown came quite sudden, I had a friend who helped me to put it in a landing page to make a website for me so that I could share it. And of course, everything went into Zoom. So I have to learn how to present my negative ions in Zoom, which is not easy, because later on you found out that people are actually having Zoom fatigue. Some are not interested. And especially giving presentation during the pandemic was tough, because even if you have live seminar, most people will switch off their videos. So it's quite hard whether who you're talking to. You're not sure who you're talking to, but you just have to do your best to deliver your presentation. So these are some of the challenges. And especially for a product, you need to touch, you need to feel it, and you need to understand the material and also sort of thing, and not going to the showroom, not being able to meet any individuals during the initial part in 2020 was really, really challenging. But we still move on with technology, and we try to do our best in, like, for example, a group of friends in the health business. We try to do a Zoom meeting together to help people understand the benefits of different products. So I have to collaborate with other partners doing other things, like maybe TCM, or maybe other products that are also beneficial to health. So we try to partner together. But it
Mm,
was definitely a very, very difficult time, I would say,
mm,
because it's not easy. It's not easy, but I'm glad that when it opened up a little bit in 2021, things got much better. So if there's any chance that I can meet the person individually, I would go and meet the person. Yeah, whether in the office or having a cup of coffee, it'll be much
uh,
easier to close.
I think the adaptability to pivot and to go to online, like you mentioned, instead of meeting on a one-to-one in person, everybody goes online, right?
Yes,
So the focus shifted to educating
right,
through online. Yeah, even though you will lose that's no choice, lah. That's beyond our control, where
exactly.
you lose that tactile experience. Yeah, but I'm glad that you ride through it and continue to adapt. In to leverage on technology, doesn't allow technology or the pandemic to actually jeopardize the continual educating your
Right.
clients. Yeah.
Yes.
And then also partnering with others. So I think it
Yes.
creates a space where you want to think out of the box.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So a couple, just maybe two more questions. Right. In our community, especially at Her Courage Business Network, we want to really encourage our female entrepreneurs, all our lady bosses to not just run your business, but run it to create an impact in our society, and also to have a set of core values, in our business. So do you have a set of core values for your business or even for your life?
Yeah. So it's about myself. So the 4 years journey, I feel that you need a lot of perseverance and integrity, and a positive mindset. That's very important. Integrity is about being truthful, because for me, if I haven't tried the product and I didn't get the benefit, I feel that it's I wouldn't want to share it. Or even if I tried the product and it didn't work on me, I really would not really want to share it with others. So even for myself, when people tell me that, yeah, 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 I want to try, but I always tell them you need high density, because if not, if you have health issues and you just wear a small piece of negative ions, or it will not work for you. So it's being truthful to tell them that you need high density of negative ions to slowly recover. If not, then you will not see much results, and then it's kind of a wasted effort. So perseverance comes from failing and picking up yourself again. Some days, of course, it becomes too difficult, but then you ask yourself again, why did you start this journey? For myself, because I recovered, and I feel that this is a good product that a lot of people do not know, and why not let others benefit, and I also feel rewarded sharing what has helped me. That
So
is
what I'm hearing is like integrity, right? Being truthful, perseverance, because this business, of course, require a time to actually educate people, especially through your own personal experience, right? That's really the most powerful, to share through your personal experience. Yeah. So any other core values in your?
okay. I would say having a positive mindset, because
Mm,
everything is up in the mind. If you tell yourself you can do it, you can do it. Just like
right.
Nike. So as an entrepreneur, I also don't want to take rejections negatively, because I'm
Mm,
bound to have a lot of rejections.
mm,
And then you again, when you feel down, you ask yourself why you are doing this, and then you pick it up again.
mm,
So you also need to have a healthy mindset, because for myself, I do exercise and I try to eat healthy, even though it's not easy. But
mm.
to be in the health business, you also have to portray yourself as an example. Yeah, as an
You need
example.
to lead by example, right? Yeah, walk
So
the talk,
yeah.
taking the lead.
So normally I like to go for long walks, because when I'm walking, it's give me time to reflect every day how I can impact or make a difference in someone's life today.
Mm,
So because when you exercise, you also the exercise also releases hormone called the serotonin, which is a happy hormone, and then you
mm,
start thinking about how you have to start being happy yourself first. And then
yeah.
when you're happy, then you can think about like, oh, okay, today, who can I help? So
Mm,
it will come naturally, like, you meet the right person, who may need your
right.
help. Actually, this year, from January to April, I have met people who are in depression.
Mm,
Even though in 2020, I've even seen a suicide case around my neighborhood.
mhm, mhm,
So I know that this COVID situation is actually having a lot of strain on mental illness. And
mm,
that's why I see the government also trying to help people with mental issues.
Right.
So I think at this point in time, even now, it's not really over. We need to really have a listening ear for others. Yeah,
Mm.
it's not a easy time, especially inflation. We have inflation now, and people are going through a lot of health issues or mental
Mm.
issues.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is a trying time, and with resilience, and that's why we advocate so much. We are advocate on mental wellness, and really to exercise courage to be truthful with yourself, to take that step of courage to step out of that comfort zone and work on yourself, right?
Right.
And be really authentic. And I always like to use the phrase, be brutally honest with yourself, so that you can take whatever necessary action to improve your life, your health, your relationship, yeah, be it any area of your life. So one last question before we wrap up the session, because this is Lead with Courage, right? And the Voices of Courage channel. I know I won't leave. I won't end the session without asking. What does courage means to you?
Okay. To me, courage means challenging myself every day to do something better out of the box of being different. Even 1% helps because you build it up day by day.
Mm,
And being a leader means I have to really set by example, which means
mm,
going for exercise, have a healthy diet, sleep well, eat well, and lead by example is the most important. Yeah, because
mm,
sometimes when you're a health business and people say, "Oh, then you are like, why you look like that?" When actually you're in a health business. So challenging oneself on one mindset is very important, so you can move a little bit further day by day.
mm.
Yeah.
Thank you very much once again, Prisca, for coming on to share with us your experiences, your challenges and how you overcome them. I think for those aspiring entrepreneurs out there, or if you're just starting out, and, or going into a product-based business, and these are some of the challenge that you are facing, and then what I hope what Prisca has shared has added value to you, and you can apply all the nuggets of takeaways that she shared. So come and learn more if you're interested in learning more about what's all these negative ions, and what kind of fabrics, what kind of clothing is she talking about. Yeah, come join us in our next business networking session, right? It's her Courage Business Network. You can check out, you can RSVP, register. Let us know that you'll be there through the link hercouragebusinessnetwork.com. And Prisca will be there doing the presentation. She will educate us further about the negative ions, right, and how we can use that to improve our health. Okay, so thank you once again, Prisca. So I'll see you at the networking session, right?
See
And if
you.
you want to
Thank
connect,
you.
yeah, and do connect with her, in a Facebook. So I have put a Facebook link, her link in the description. So go click and connect with Prisca. All right. So see you soon. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.